Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Texas Motor Speedway for the 7th race in the 2020 NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series season. We're gearing up for 101 laps of action around this 1.5 mile oval. We have been here a total of 4 times before. Sorry, my throat, something going on. I think I might be getting sick. Out of those 4 races, we've only had 1 yellow flag, and that was in last year's finale. Race history 2017 67 lap event when it was Jay Barker over Colin Denton by 2.6 seconds. 41 cars finished that race. There were no yellows. In the first 2018 race, we saw a fuel mileage race where Andrew Rich won by 1.7 seconds over Caleb Hoffman. 41 cars also finished in that race. In the 2018 playoff race, we saw Charles Sanford win by 1.7 seconds over Jonathan Zorlin. Everyone finished that race. And then last year in the season finale, where Jonny Gardner won his 2nd championship, John Arndt beat him by 0.09 seconds. And 37 cars finished that race. The one yellow was a lap 35 crash where Mark Riggleman went flipping. Now, race lap history, I didn't mention the 2018s and last year's, but 2017, 67 laps. The first race in 2018, which was a fuel race, was this exact distance, 101 laps. So we'll see if we get a similar race here today. The 2018 playoff race was 117, and the finale last year was 134. So these drivers have not tackled this track at this distance for over 2 years. So it's going to be interesting to see how the race goes today. On the pole is your 2-time champion and runner-up finisher to last year's event, Jonny Gardner, and to his right is rookie Corey Williams. Row 2 is Cole Deaver and Nate Rogers. Row 3, Zach Rogers and Joshua Sekuli. Row 4, we've got Ryan Brommer and Alexander Rowe. And in row 5 is Nico Tringali and Jesse Turner. Now, Tringali has an average starting position of 7th coming into today's race, and starting 9th, it's not going to get that worse, or that much worse, I should say. But so Tringali looking good as one of the best qualifiers on the season so far. Practice overview. Charles Sanford was the fastest in practice. He starts 24th. Andrew Rich was fastest in happy hour. He starts 36th. Will we see another yellow flag this year in the first of the 2 2020 races? This track will also be the finale once again. Let's go trackside for the command, the fire engines.
Y'all come say it with me. Drivers, start your engine!
As the command has been given, everyone will peel off of pit road. Last week we saw Alex Gray capture his 4th career victory at Denver, and that was his first win of the 2020 season and his first since 2018 itself. That put Gray up to, let's see, 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, tied 7th with retired driver Austin Alves for 4 career wins. Jonny Gardner has not won at Texas Motor Speedway in his career. He's got 8 wins, 6 of which come from intermediate tracks. The same is said to Andrew Rich, except Rich has won at this track 2 years ago. And the records to keep in mind, Rich's 8 wins, 12 top 5s, and 17 top 10s. Right now we're 6 races in, and Gardner's atop of the standings with 2 top 5s and 3 top 10s. So is Alex Gray. But Samet Oskin's got 3 top 5s and 3 top 10s as we are green here from Texas. And before they even get into turn 1, Jonny Gardner clears Corey Williams for the lead. And Cole Deaver will move to his inside in turn number 2. This track is known to show us great strategy racing, and we've seen that you can stay out as long as you want if you've got good track position. because the tires let you catch up the entire run. So 1 lap down of 101 laps, and Jonny Gardner is in prime control of the race lead. Cole Deaver sitting in 2nd place. Zach Rogers 3rd, came close. Ace Rogers, that is, came close to winning this race last year. As Nico Tringali moves to his inside for 3rd. So Tringali with another fast race car from the looks of things. Jesse Turner currently in 5th. He has had one of the worst seasons to date, as he sits 42nd in the points with an average finishing position of 34th, only 54 points through 6 races. He is one of 5 drivers who has not accumulated 100 points. Those 5 drivers are Jesse Turner at 54, Wes McCoy at 70, Kev Gier and Zach Rogers at 82, and then Casey Nanako with 99. And none of those drivers have a top 10. In fact, the highest driver in points without a top 10 is just a few positions ahead of Nanako, and that's Joshua Sekuli, 35th in the points. The highest driver without a top 5 is Jose Mills, who sits 9th in the points with just 1 top 10. Tringali will move up to 2nd, passing Cole Deaver, and Jesse Turner will follow right on by for 3rd. So far, a great run for Jesse Turner. Seth Cole, your winner from Vegas, moving up through the field. He's looking for what would be 4th. Quinton Moore sitting in 6th. Nanako moving towards the front. He's in 7th, with Shelton trying to pass Zach Rogers for 8th, and then Sekuli, last man inside the top 10. Rogers will get tight off at turn 4. We're going to see something like that all day, especially right here in the quad oval. Cars getting tight through the quad oval. You do not want to be on the outside line through that section. You will fall back. So Jonny Gardner leads, but Tringali trying to close the distance here on lap number 6. Tringali looking for what would be his, I believe, 4th career win. Yes, indeed, as Tringali won all 3 of his career races last year. And Texas would be a great track for Tringali to win at. If he makes the Final 4 again, it would be great practice. And right now he is closing the door up to Jonny Gardner. Looked like Gardner had the car to beat at first, but is that going to change here shortly? Fastest lap on the board, it's Turner, Tringali, Seth Cole, Gardner, and Deaver. Now some of that could be draft for Turner and Tringali, so I would actually not count Jonny Gardner out of this thing. But we're only 7 laps in. There's a lot of strategy to be played, as Tringali's teammate Nate Rogers is sitting in 10th place. Jesse Turner still sitting strong in 3rd. Deaver has stabilized in 5th, as Jessica Shelton is making a move on Quinton Moore for 6th place. Ryan Brommer just outside the top 10 in 11th, with Zach Rogers behind him in 12th. As a small gap back to 13th place, Matthew Logan. Matthew Logan so far this season in the Cup Series, he currently sits 22nd in the point standings with 1 top 10 and an average finish of 21st. As William Flickinger and others begin to move on by Alexander Rowe, who is falling down the running order. Alex Ferranti, teammate to now no longer racing driver John Arndt, who won this season finale last year. So Hendrick looking for maybe some knowledge from Arndt on what he did to win this race. But Ferranti currently the highest Hendrick driver on the running order in 17th, looking for 16th from Rob Evans, as Ferranti's teammate Tyler Markle is a few positions behind them. But now he is falling back as well. There's Jonathan Zorlin running in 24th place, so not a good day so far for him. And Andrew Rich, who won this race 2 years ago, is 26th. Sanford, another fellow winner of 2018 here in 27th. But there's a lot of time to be made here at this track. But as you can see, it's going to be hard to make up that time as Sebastian Kukulon begins to plummet backwards. So we're at the back of the field. Corey Williams started second, and he has fallen all the way back here. Man, that is devastating to see. Peter Onjak, Dylan Young, Tyler Fink, and Keith Rich also at the back of the field, along with Wes McCoy, who continues to struggle. And ever since his win at Sandy Flats, we have seen Jeff Toledo at the back of the field, yet he remains 7th in the points. 1 win, 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s. But if he continues to run back here, he will continue to dip. And speaking of dipping, right now coming into this race, Jessica Shelton is outside the top 30 in the point standings. But looking pretty good, running in 5th place right now is, there's a little diciness going on right here. Carter Friesen in the 25 to the inside of Alliance teammate Kev Shearer in the 24. One of those drivers whose rides could be on the line to someone like Friesen or potentially Logan York, 2 drivers on the Cup team, Junior Motorsports Technical Alliance to Hendrick. So you could see guys like Shearer or Markle lose their rides if Friesen and York do well enough and accept the opportunity come year's end. Sorlin is the staple driver for Hendrick, so he will likely go nowhere unless he chooses to. And Ferranti has a long binding agreement with Lowe's. As long as he's got Lowe's, he's got the 48. There's Logan York in the 95. He's been doing pretty good for a Cup Series rookie. So if I can find my mouse, I can find the point standings. Coming into today's race, where did he go? He was top 10 in points, but now he's not. Oh, he's all the way down to 19th now, but he's got a top 5 and 3. He's got 3 top 10s. He's just had some bad races going on. But he just moved by a few, William Flickinger there in the 77, and that put him up to 16th. I can apparently not read the standings here today. Nate Rogers falling out of the top 10. Ryan Brommer in 10th, Nanako 9th. Matthew Logan has made it all the way up to 8th. Shelton 5th. Seth Coles up to 3rd. As Nico Tringali has taken the race lead away from Jonny Gardner. We're on lap 18 of 101. Coming to lap 19, and we're going to take our first break of the day. It's Tringali in the lead, and your 2019 and 2018 Cup Series champion, Jonny Gardner, in 2nd place. We're back here at Texas with the overlays up just to show you everything going on here on the screen. If you look to the top right, you can see tire fall off has kicked in over 2 seconds of fall off from Jonny Gardner's best lap. A 31.159 ran on lap 22, so you just see in 20 laps 2 seconds of fall off occurs. Now, despite losing the lead to Tringali, he has not gone anywhere. He is still holding him in sight, to say the least. Seth Cole, Jesse Turner, Jessica Shelton, still the rest of your top 5. Sakuli up to 6th, Logan up to 7th, as Deaver has fallen to 8th, and Rob Evans has moved into the top 10 in 9th. As we await the first round of green flag pit stops, these drivers again have done very well. And it's looking like it could definitely be a caution-free race if the cards are played the right way. Again, we've seen it 3 times out of the 4 times here in history, so the odds are very good. But you never know what craziness could occur, as Gardner is trying to inch his way back up to the bumper of Tringali. But right now, it's looking like it's down to these two unless someone behind does something crazy. As 6th place on back are dipping very fast. Sakuli sitting in 6th. There's Logan in 7th. Deaver with a bumper full of Rob Evans, who'll be looking for 8th. So Evans, the other Gardner, Evans-Gardner car, doing very well here today. Quinton Moore was in the top 10 at one point, but he has fallen down to 17th right in front of his other teammate, Fitzwater. Alex Ferranti with a bit of a dive on Casey Nanako for 10th place there. Him and Priya McShane have been moving up through the running order. Ferranti will take 10th away from Nanako for now, but who knows if McShane won't take it away from him. As you can see, going through the quad oval on the outside line really hurts you. Andrew Rich has made his way up to 18th. We'll see if he continues to move through the field as Quinton Moore continues to move backwards. When will pit stops begin? That's the big question right now. Seth Cole, Turner, and Shelton are continuing to lose ground to the top two as Tringali has started gapping Gardner a few inches a lap. As we bring it back up once again, you can see fall off is about to hit 3 seconds. The speeds in the corners you can see all the way down to the mid 150s. And then just playing with the throttle. Tringali had a very good chance at winning this race back 2 years ago, but they had to call the tow truck for missing their pit stall on the second pit stop, and it was looking like Tringali could have stretched it all the way. He pit the same lap as Andrew Rich did, and he was ahead of Rich. He could have potentially won that race, but that is in the past. As we hit lap 30, it's officially 3 seconds of fall off for Tringali. And now this is the big thing you're going to want to pay attention to. Whoever pits first is going to instantly gain 3 seconds for anyone who stays out 1 lap. So if people behind the top two elect to pit first, they will gain a ton of time. But if they elect to pit later, they're going to lose a ton of time. But at the same time, they will be catching the leaders the entire run. And Gardner's the first one to pit. Tringali stays out. Gardner comes to pit road. And Jesse Turner has fallen to 5th place. So Gardner will pit on lap 31. As it looks like no one else is coming down. So Gardner will pit alone. This will give him a good lead, but he will be the hunted from pole position. And lap 31, Tringali staying out, but Seth Cole now will come down pit road. So Tringali playing the long game here at Texas once again. Seth Cole will dive on the pit road. Rob Evans is joining him. Cole Deaver, Ryan Brommer, Charles Sanford, and a few others. But it looks like a majority of drivers are so far playing the long game. And this could potentially hurt Tringali if he gets stuck in traffic on pit road. He stays out again. So I think Tringali's trying to make it on a 2-stop once more, as Shelton and Turner will come into pit road here. Logan, Priya McShane, they're staying out. Sakuli's coming down. There's Andrew Rich. And now one thing Gardner's got to be careful of is he's got the freshest tires on the track. He doesn't want to run anyone over. But he's also trying to make up as much time as he can, and they are in his way. And Tringali will finally dip here on lap 33. Priya McShane will pit. Looks like Logan and Fitzwater will pit a little late. They're just going to get it down there. There goes Jonny Gardner. As everyone else will come to pit road. So we will make it easily. Ooh, did Onjak get an install correctly there? No, he didn't. He got shoved And there it is. That's going to hurt Onjak's race tremendously. But Jonny Gardner, you can see flying through the corners at 180 miles an hour. But that first lap, he got held up by traffic, and that's going to hurt his strategy gain tremendously. There's Tringali, though. Let's see how many positions Tringali loses. He lost the lead. He'll lose second to Seth Cole. Will he lose anything more? It looks like that's it. There's Shelton and there's Evans. So Tringali only losing 2 positions. As Jonny Gardner is officially the race leader once again. 3.66 seconds over Seth Cole. And a total of 6.7 over Tringali. Shelton in 4th, Evans 5th, Deaver 6th, Turner 7th, Brommer 8th, Sekuli 9th, and Andrew Rich rounds out the top 10. As Matthew Logan has had an issue. Where did the 38 car go? There he is, and that's a tough break for Matthew Logan. He was having a great day. So him and Peter Onjak with issues on pit road. It is known to happen. The pit road is very tight. And they will have to work their way through the field, as they're going to have the freshest tires out of anyone. But they will be several laps down. So now it's going to be the tire game. Who has the tires to beat right now? Tringali has been gaining nothing on Jonny Gardner. In fact, he's losing 0.3 a lap, but this could be fuel-saving strategy by Tringali. If he intends to make it on one more pit stop, this is definitely the way to go. So it's Seth Cole in 2nd and Jonny Gardner in control of the lead as he closes in on his first official lap car. Corey Williams started on his outside to begin the day, but now he sits in 40th place. We're going to take another break here from Texas Motor Speedway, and we'll be back with more action from the state of Texas. So we're back here at Texas, lap 42 of 101. Peter Onjak and Matthew Logan have returned to the racing surface. A ton of laps down at that, but there you can see Onjak right behind Corey Williams, freshly put 1 lap down. So Gardner's biggest obstacle right now will be lap traffic. However, he is pulling away from Seth Cole every lap. Same goes for Tringali. The only one really keeping distance is Shelton and Evans. As Joshua Sekuli is on pit road. And the 11 car has blown a motor. This is our first official failure we have seen all season. And a crushing blow for Sekuli, who was running inside the top 10. And Andrew Rich has made his way up to 6th. Rich was fastest in happy hour now. Remember, he started all the way down in 36th place, and he has made his way into the top 10. Deaver still in 7th, but he's getting challenged by Brommer, who's in 8th. LJ Toledo's in the top 10. As Jesse Turner has fallen down to 10th through strategy. Fitzwater in 11th. Priya McShane in 12th. Logan York 13th. Sanford 14th. And last week's winner, Alex Gray, is in 15th. Now we got to wonder, is Andrew Rich going to be able to strategize his way 12 seconds up on Gardner? I don't think he can. But meanwhile, Evans sitting in 5th. Shelton 4th. Tringali 3rd. And Seth Cole 2nd, as they are not gaining. They are running very slow. Seth Cole's running very slow himself. I don't know if this is fuel strategy or what. As Gardner will get passed by Onjak. Onjak will get one of his laps back for the time being, but a piston failure on Sekuli will relegate him to finishing last. Sekuli came in today 35th in the points without a top 10, and he will dip in the point standings. Coming into today's race, didn't even go over the point standings. Alex Gray, your new points leader, 5 points over Jonny Gardner, who is likely going to take that back if he wins this thing. Samet Oskin, 3rd. Nate Rogers, 4th. Austin Colano, 5th. Highest rookie of anyone. Tyler Markle, 6th. Jeff Toledo, 7th. Alexander Rowe, 8th. Jose Mills, 9th. And Seth Cole. Rounding out the top 10, Tyler Fink, 14th in the points. Dylan Young in 27th. And Jessica Shelton, 33rd. So Shelton outside the top 30. Currently not in the grid with her win from Daytona. And Dylan Young in danger of falling outside of the top 30 himself. Gray and Gardner through 6 races have accumulated 200 points. Over 200 points, that is. Gardner 203, Gray 208. Gray's average finish an 11.67 and Gardner's a 10.83. So despite Gray having a win and Gardner not, Gardner's got the slightly better average finish. But with how the point system is run, you get 5 more points from 1st to 2nd, technically 6 or 7 if you lead the most laps. It's 4 points from 2nd to 3rd, 3 from 3rd to 4th, and another 3 from 4th to 5th. 2-point jump from 5th to 6th, 1 point down to 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and then another 2-point jump from 10th to 11th until you just go down 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 all the way to the bottom. And so this is very, very strange to me. Gardner pit first, and he's been gaining the entire run. So I really think these guys have to be saving fuel. Tringale's up to 2nd. Seth Cole down to 3rd. Like, these guys have to be saving fuel. Because the only one who's been running as hard as Gardner is Andrew Rich. Andrew Rich came out of pit road around 12 seconds behind Gardner. And he has been maintaining that gap this entire run. So everyone else must be saving fuel or they all have mechanical problems. But Gardner has just been flying this entire run. And Tringale pit 2-3 laps later. I'm surprised his tires have not come into play. And there it is again, another 2/10 lost. Shelton by Seth Cole now for 3rd, and Seth Cole likely down to 5th place. However, one thing is for sure, Gardner has not caught another lap car. He's about to catch Ace Rogers, who's in 38th. Ace came close to winning this race last year, but he currently runs 38th. Alexander Rowe 37th, as Peter Onjak is working his way through as the car with the freshest tires on track. Where is the 38 of Matthew Logan? He's also doing the same. There he is. He's right behind Oskin, who's in 22nd. As we peek through the running order. Kev Shearer, man, he was near the back earlier. He's up to 15th now. Brommer, final car outside the top 10. Turner holding on to 10th. Devers down to 9th. McShane is up to 8th. And Toledo, LJ Toledo, that is, in 7th. Andrew Rich continuing to run equal laps to Jonny Gardner. That could allow him to move up to 2nd as these guys continue to fall back. I'm just so perplexed, guys. I really am. Gardner pit 3 laps before Tringale, and he's been gaining time the entire run. So if it's not fuel strategy by Tringale, it really doesn't make any sense. Of course, that question will be answered when we get to pit stops because Gardner should be due in about 6 to 9 laps. And if Tringale stretches it 33 laps again to lap 66, he should have a very good chance at making it on fuel. Meanwhile, Gardner is likely not going to be able to. If he goes 33 laps this run, he'll pit on lap 63. He would have to try and stretch it 38, which I don't think he can do. Meanwhile, Tringale could have a chance at stretching it 35. But the big thing here is Andrew Rich stayed out a lap or two. Andrew Rich stayed out 2 laps after Gardner. If Rich can find a way to stretch it to lap 65, lap 66 himself, and he's been going this whole time, if the race for the lead comes down to him and Tringale, he's only 2 seconds behind Tringale. as he's been saving fuel this entire run. 31.57 to a 31.324. I just really don't understand it. Zach Rogers was in the top 10 earlier. He has fallen all the way back to the back of the pack. Next week, we're heading back to the East Coast as we head to Dodge Motordrome for the 8th race of the season. But for now, Jonny Gardner continuing to lead at Texas. Slowly catching up to Ace Rogers. What has his season been like? He sits 20th in the points with one top 10. So there's a lot of guys with one top 10 right now, but he is about to get put a lap down by the two-time champ. So Andrew Rich has moved up to 5th place. And LJ Toledo is on pit road for some reason. This appears to be a scheduled stop here on lap 59 for LJ Toledo, as he is the only one on pit road. So LJ may be trying to gain some time. He was in the top 10. And if he's going to try and be one of the few guys who can't make it on fuel on this stop, this is not a bad play. Ryan Brommer's down pit road. Jesse Turner, Nate Rogers, all down pit road right now. But now the big question is going to be, who's stretching it? You've got to stretch it to lap 65, lap 66. So we're just really running through the field right now. There goes Jose Mills. He's coming down pit road. Gardner continuing to stay out. Now, if Tringali has really been saving fuel this whole run, he will not pit until lap 66. And so far, that appears to be the case. Andrew Rich has made it up to 4th. If Rich can stay out till lap 66, man, that is some crazy strategy play right there. Austin Colano will come down to pit road on lap 60. He is technically a lap behind Jonny Gardner, as here comes Gardner now. So on lap 61, Gardner pits at 40 to go. He's not going to make it on fuel from here. And now it falls into the hands of Tringali. Can Tringali stretch it to lap 66? Seth Cole will not. Seth Cole will come down this time by. And he pit a lap after Gardner the run before, so this really doesn't make sense for Seth Cole to pit this early. As Shearer, Gray, Deaver, and Sanford, they're all coming down too. This is where things will get tricky. There's a lot of cars on old tires and a lot of cars now on new tires, as the strategy gap has extended tenfold. Tringali, of course, staying out. Same with Andrew Rich. Here comes Shelton. Here comes Evans on lap 62. Coming to 63. Samet Oskin will peel down as Logan York's going to come in late. He's not going to hit the cone. That's going to be a penalty for the 95 car. And that's really going to hurt his run. Quentin Moore's down. Can Tringali stretch it to 66? No, he's coming in this time by. 63 to 64. Rich will come in with him. Priya McShane is down. It looks like everyone else is coming into pit road, except for Casey Nanako. He will stretch it. And he'll lead a lap here at lap 64. Sorlin stays out. Ferranti stays out. Keith Rich. Dylan Young, I believe. Carter Friesen. So I expected Tringali to go the full 33 laps, but he didn't. So the fact that he didn't push it that entire last run is mind-boggling. As Casey Nanako will come to pit road here, coming to lap 65. But Zorlin will stay out. So now Zorland's trying to be the fuel man. He's stretched it to lap 65 now. Dylan Young has stayed out, so has Carter Friesen. But look at all these cars on fresh tires. They are making it difficult for Zorland to get to the bottom. This could potentially cause an accident. Zorland's just trying to get to the bottom of the track. Can he do it here? No, Onjak's going to be in his way. So Zorland will be stuck on track another lap. Dylan Young, same thing going for him. Friesen will come to pit road coming to lap 66. And I think Zorland's out of fuel. He is. And no, he's just really got worn tires. The big thing here for Zorland, though, is he can definitely make it from here, but he's got to get to pit road. Can he get down this time by? No, he's going to stay out another lap. Dylan Young's doing the same thing. Okay, so these guys are really stretching it here. This is really going to hurt them. They're at 4 seconds of tire wear right now. But if they can make it to the end on fuel, this is going to be huge for them. And Adam Flickinger sees it. He saw the hand out the window. Zorland down pit road here on lap 67, doing what Tringali did not. And Young gets down too, and Gardner almost ran over Dylan Young. And he got damage. Jonny Gardner's got front end damage. He must have run into the back of Dylan Young. And that's definitely gotta hurt Gardner somewhat. I mean, look at that. That's significant front end damage. But the field has cycled out. But there are so many cars on fresh tires, and look at this gap, man. So many people a lap down. But Zorland and Dylan Young are going to be able to fly the rest of this race. They stretched it so much. Shelton is second, Brommer is third, Rob Evans is fourth, Andrew Rich fifth, Tringali sixth, Seth Cole seventh, Nate Rogers eighth, LJ Toledo ninth, and Jesse Turner rounds out the top 10. We're going to take a quick break, but before we do, we're going to take a quick look at what happened to Jonny Gardner. And here it is coming through turns 3 and 4. Jonny Gardner, you can see there's Dylan Young trying to get down the pit road, and he's just going to pull down right in front of Gardner, and Gardner's just got so much steam. He's on the brakes here. Look, he's slowing down. Oh, he stopped for a moment. He didn't know if Young was coming in, and then boom, gets into him. No damage done to Dylan Young, but front end crinkled up on Gardner, and that could potentially hurt him. But we'll be back in a few laps for the remainder of the race here at Texas. Don't look now, Jonny Gardner, but Andrew Rich just closed in 0.4 of a second that lap by. And if Andrew Rich can find a way to catch Jonny Gardner and make it on fuel, then, well, we will have had 2018 all over again. Rich looking for career win number 9, so's Gardner, but I believe they're both short about 5 laps on fuel. Zorland and Dylan Young stretched it about, I want to say, depending when they pit the first time, it was somewhere 35 to 37 laps, potentially. And I don't know if you could make it any longer than that. Young and Zorland are currently a lap down, but they are flying. See, 29.843 to Gardner's 30.6. And on top of that, if Gardner cannot make it to the end, he is in danger, especially with that front end damage from Dylan Young's car when he went to pit road. It doesn't look that bad, but it's definitely going to hinder him. And if Gardner comes to pit road, they're probably going to try and fix that. That could really hurt Gardner's race. Now, the big thing, though, for Zorland and Young is the other driver who stayed out a long time, and I believe a long enough time to make it on fuel, is this man right here, Carter Friesen, who's trying to get his lap back right now. The more time you waste on the bumper of Gardner, the longer you're going to get stuck. As you see, the difference in tires right there will really help Friesen get on by. I'm not sure who the next driver up is that stayed out long enough, but LJ Toledo, who was in the top 10 at one point from pitting so early, he has fallen down all the way to 27th. So Andrew Rich has cut the lead now under 9 seconds, so it's looking pretty good for Andrew Rich right now. But if he can't make it and everyone else in front of him can't make it, it's this man right here, Carter Friesen, looking for career win in the Cup Series #1. He's in 32nd right now. But if everyone in front of him has to pit for fuel, he's looking very good. There's Jonathan Zorlin. And there's Dylan Young. Now looking at the lap time, Zorlin is not running as fast as Young, and they pit the same lap. But that could just be because Zorlin had to get by Ace Rogers. Kugelon is having issues getting by the 98. But we're coming to 21 laps to go this time by. Meanwhile, Andrew Rich running 30.4s. See, Zorlin ran a 30.4 there. What does Rich run this time by? 30.5. So Rich is not running that much slower than Zorlin and Young. And those guys stayed out about another 4 laps compared to him. Here comes Matthew Logan. He and Peter Onjak made their final stops a few laps ago. So far, only car out of the race is Sekuli, who had the piston failure earlier in the race. Rich will get passed by Logan, but it won't occur in the quad. Well, that's the one place you don't want to get past. Zorlin catching up on Gardner. A bit of a flip from last year's championship finale where Zorlin was trying to hold off Gardner for the title. However, Zorlin back here a lap down, and he'll charge to the inside of Kugelon, who wasn't getting by Gardner by any means. And now Zorlin off of turn 4. Likely making a dive into turn 1. Can't quite get under the nose of Gardner now. If Zorlin takes a while, and if it holds true that he and Young are the only ones who can make it to the end, this is helping Dylan Young right now. And it looks like Zorlin's going to actually try and make this move to the outside. Just look at the difference of tires right there. That was on the outside lane. Zorlin just flies on by. As Jeff Toledo is pitting here on lap 83. Now this is strategy at its finest. Him and Austin Colano, several others that know they're not going to make it on fuel. They're pitting now. They want that small tire advantage if they can get it. As Jeff Toledo takes 4 tires, Ryan Brommer just peeled from 8th place. So, big time tire strategy right now. Gardner is still staying out. He's not showing any signs of pitting. There's LJ Toledo. Andrew Rich continuing to fly forward. It's going to be under 6 seconds that time by. Almost 8/10 right there on Jonny Gardner. So Gardner's damage is hurting him for sure. But now the big question is for Zorlin, can he make this work? And all eyes are going to be on Jonny Gardner if he elects to pit or not. Kugelon and Young will finally get to his inside here, and this is where it'll hurt him the most. That's the least place you'd want to get past that. That gave Rich a full second. There's Charles Sanford. You can see he's flying. He already pit and everything. And this is where we could get a caution flag because there are a lot of people pitting early and a lot of people that are going to stretch it. And I think Gardner's coming down. Sanford goes high. Yep. Jonny Gardner's going to surrender the lead here, coming to 15 to go. And Andrew Rich will stay out. So now the big question is, will Rich be able to make it or not? Tringali is second at the line, Shelton third. Man, Texas, always so interesting. It really is. And there's a caution on the track, and that's going to change everything. Caution flag is out. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh man. Anyone who pit is a lap down. Now, yeah, there was definitely an accident going into turn 3. Who did it involve? That's the big question. Doesn't look like Shear's got any damage. But now the question is, who will pit? Oh, Jesse Turner's got damage. Oh, and there's some confusion going on. Gardner's going by the field. A lot of confusion on who was... I guess Gardner was on pit road past the start-finish line because of his pit stall. And I think that's going to put Gardner on the lead lap. But everyone on the lead lap pitting. Peter Onjak's got damage, and so does Jesse Turner. But I believe Gardner will be the lead lap car. Yes, he is. They're showing him as a lead lap driver. And he just came down before that yellow flag came out. This could really be saving Jonny right here. Zorlin and Dylan Young came down pit road. So their strategy just flew out the window. But Gardner will be the race leader. But he already went around the track once. Is he going to still be in command? Rich showed that last 2 stints that he's got a car to beat. The car to beat. He's fastest on the board. He's restarting in second. I don't think it's going to take that long for him to get by Jonny Gardner. No one retired from the race, from the incident. So let's take a look at what brought out what will likely be the only yellow flag of the race. Alright, here we go. This is what brought out the first yellow flag of the day. Turner coming back on track. Jeff Toledo is there. Ooh, and just rough contact right there. That spins Toledo instantly. What a weird way to get spun around. Turner's going to slam the inside wall there. And then get sent straight back up. He's trying, and he slams it with the outside there. And then he gets it sent straight back down the track, and he keeps it together. Meanwhile, Toledo spun it around, and that's what brought out the caution. If Toledo hadn't spun around, we likely would have stayed green. But instead, this is going to make things very, very interesting here at Texas. Let's get you to the race restart. We're getting ready to go back racing. We will have exactly 10 laps to go from Texas Motor Speedway. The first 7 cars in line are tail end of the lead lap. That's Rowe, Turner, Nate Rogers, LJ Toledo, Peter Onjak, Jeff Toledo, Ryan Brommer, Cole Deaver, and then lap down car, Matthew Logan. Sanford, Shear, actually there's a lot of them. Some of those guys are lap down too. Anyway, this is the first car in line. That's your race leader, Jonny Gardner. He pit right before the caution came out. And he did not take the yellow when he was on pit road, so he was allowed to take the wave around as everyone else came down pit road, but there's a lap or 2 on his tires. We'll see if that hurts him in this 10-lap dash. Andrew Rich is second. He's had the fastest car all day. He's finally got a chance to show it at the front. Tringali third, Shelton fourth, Evans fifth, McShane in sixth, Oskin seventh, Seth Cole eighth, James Shelley ninth, and Alex Gray is 10th. We're about to go back racing. 10 laps to go at Texas Motor Speedway. Who's going to get the W? And it's going to be a 3-wide move into turn 1 for the lead. Relegated to 2 wide, but it's Tringali on the bottom. Tringali on the bottom looking for the lead. Rich went behind Gardner in second. And they are stuck behind drivers on older tires. That's really going to hurt him. Tringali to the lead. How about this? Unexpected due to the lap traffic, and Rich and Gardner are stuck on the outside line, and that is devastating for them. Tringali looking for career win number 4. Evans looking for career win number 2. He's going to the inside of Tringali. Position, Rob Evans. Evans, who finished second in Daytona. And excuse the dog in the background. As Evans takes the lead at lap 94. How about rookie Priya McShane to the inside? Could Priya McShane get her first career win here at Texas? But Evans with the highline run. But it's not the lane to be in 3 and 4. McShane on the inside will take the race lead away at 7 to go. But will she be able to hold on to it? Samet Oskin in second place. Alex Gray moving up in third. And there's the move by Oskin. Are the lap cars getting in the way of things? Oskin to the inside of McShane for the race lead he hasn't won since 2017. McShane will get tight. 6 laps to go at Texas. Gray in second. Ferranti looking for third. How about Tyler Fink, who won out of nowhere in Rockingham? He's in the top 5. Tringali's made it back to the inside line. Can he get back to the front? Or will Samet Oskin get his first win since 2017? 5 laps to go from Texas Motor Speedway. They're finally clearing out of most of these lap cars. Who's got the car to beat out of the few that remain? Gardner has fallen all the way down to 25th. Andrew Rich 22nd. They got stuck on that outside line right on the restart. And it's really going to hurt the day they had. Oskin inching away from Gray off of turn 4. Looking to the inside of Sanford to put him a lap down. Cole Deaver has driven away from the field. Same with a few others. But it's Oskin in the lead. Ferranti looking to take second away from Alex Gray. Sanford with worn tires will hold up the 33. Oskin looking for career win number 2. Ferranti in his 3rd year. Could he get his first career win at Texas? 3 laps to go. They'll pass William Flickinger. It's just going to be down to the leaders now. So much heartbreak for Gardner, Tringali, Rich, but an opportunity for guys like Oskin and Ferranti who have not won or haven't won in a while. And Ferranti's got a pit for fuel. He can't make it. Many drivers down pit road, and I think they reckon they saved it. They didn't save it. Marco's around, right into Casey Nanako. And this will end the race with a yellow flag. Samet Oskin is in the lead. Will Alex Gray get to him coming to the white? He won't. And for the first time since 2017, Samet Oskin is a Digital Storm Cup Series winner. What a crazy finish from Texas. He's just got to make it on fuel back to the checkered flag. Drivers out of nowhere had to pit for fuel. What a finish. Alex Gray coming close to going back to back. And that's going to do it here from Texas, man. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Samet Oskin with his 2nd career win in the NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. He gets it done at Texas, man. How about that? Who could have predicted that? So back-to-back weeks, we have a driver who hasn't won in at least a year get a win. And the guy who got it last week finishes second. So Alex Gray second, Tringali third, McShane fourth, Keith Rich getting fifth, Sebastian Kukulon sixth, Ace Rogers seventh, Fitzwater eighth, Adam Flickinger ninth, and Carter Friesen got 10th. Man, that the running order top 10 we had just completely shifted there at the end. Andrew Rich got back up to 13th, but Gardner down in 17th as a lot of drivers came to pit road right at the end, and we had an accident. What a finish. That said, I will see you guys in, I believe it's either a week or 2 weeks, depending when this race goes up. But Samet Oskin is your race winner. And I will see you guys next time at the Dodge Motordrome for some short track action. Until then, peace out.